Genesis chapters 36 through 40 shift the spotlight to new beginnings. We see the generations of Esau and then step into the life of Joseph, a young man with dreams, thrown into the depths but never forgotten by God. This chapter lists the descendants of Esau, also known as Edom. Esau is Edom. Genesis 36:8. Though Esau was not chosen for the covenant, God still blesses him with kings, clans, and a nation. He settles in Mount Seir, and his descendants become powerful rulers. This reminds us that God is faithful to his promises, even to those outside the covenant line. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children. Genesis 37:3. Jacob favors Joseph, the son of Rachel, and gives him a coat of many colors. His brothers grow jealous, especially when Joseph shares his dreams. Behold, we were binding sheaves, and your sheaves stood round about and made obeisance to my sheaf. Genesis 37:7. They plot to kill him but decide instead to throw him into a pit. Later they sell him to Ishmaelites, who take him to Egypt. To cover up the crime, they dip his coat in goat's blood and show it to Jacob. Joseph is without doubt rent in pieces. Genesis 37:33. Jacob mourns deeply, not knowing Joseph is still alive. A break in Joseph's story focuses on Judah, one of Joseph's older brothers. Judah's daughter-in-law Tamar is widowed twice and denied the right to marry Judah's third son. She disguises herself and deceives Judah to preserve her family line. She is more righteous than I. Genesis 38:26. Though messy, this story prepares the way for the line of Jesus, which comes through Tamar's child, Perez. God works even through scandal and brokenness to fulfill his purposes. And the Lord was with Joseph. Genesis 39:2. Now a slave in Egypt, Joseph is bought by Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh. He rises to leadership in the household because of his faithfulness. But Potiphar's wife tries to seduce him. Joseph refuses. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? Genesis 39:9. She falsely accuses him, and Joseph is thrown into prison. But the Lord was with Joseph and gave him favor. Genesis 39:21. Even in prison, God is working behind the scenes. In prison, Joseph meets Pharaoh's chief butler and chief baker. They each have dreams, and Joseph interprets them accurately. Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me them, I pray you. Genesis 40:8. Joseph predicts the butler will be restored, and the baker will be executed. Both dreams come true. Yet did not the chief butler remember Joseph but forgot him? Genesis 40:23. Though Joseph is forgotten by man, God has not forgotten him. Genesis 36-40 shows two paths. Esau becomes a nation, but apart from God's promise. Joseph, betrayed and forgotten, walks a hard road, but stays close to God. Through jealousy, injustice, and waiting, we're reminded that God is preparing something bigger than the pain of the present. Joseph's story is just beginning.